What's happening, baby? All right, good evening, everyone. Distinguished citizens of Fox Hill, the reverend gentlemen, our friends from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and the police force who are here tonight, Right Honorable Dr. Philip Ramming, bishops, priests, and deacons. Now, Bishop Ramming is going to have to run off because Pastor Sherelle is having her anniversary service tonight. But I'm glad he's here. But on this occasion, I want to, in particular, welcome the Chinese ambassador, who's been a great supporter of Fox Hill. Good to see you here. And to welcome the family of the late Eric Wilmot, who, when you heard Philippa speak just a few minutes ago, she indicated that he was actually the person who invented this particular festival. And I want to pay my respects to Warren Davis, who now heads the Fox Hill Festival Committee, and all the members of the committee who are here. You got paid the ultimate compliment with the Chinese ambassador saying that the committee is doing an excellent job. So I support that 100%. I don't have to think about it twice. But you know, one of the things that would make Eric Wilmot really furious, I think I said it one night here before, is for you to get up and say that Fox Hill received the news about emancipation 1 week late. That would make him furious. So I want to debunk that again. There's no truth to that story, and I don't know how it got started. What we do know is that this is the only community. I think Gambia does something as well, but this is the only community left in the Bahamas that pays such great attention to the fact of the emancipation of slavery in 1834. And Sean McQueenie sent me a copy of a video clip from, I think it's a PBS program. Louis Gates does this program about the ancestry of people. You go on the show and they take a DNA test, and then they go through the historic records to determine your ancestral history. So there's an actress by the name of Tamara Mowry, who I think she's on one of these popular sitcoms. But in any event, the clip, which is about 5-10 minutes long, shows that her 3 times great-grandmother was a slave child on the island of Exuma, and there's a record of her at 9 years old being a slave on the plantation in Steventon, Exuma. And there was a lot of discussion with the actress about the fact of what would someone who was 9 years old be listed as a slave. What would a 9-year-old think about the state of his or her life at 9 years old as a slave? And then they went on to point out that in 1830, there was a slave revolt in the Bahamas, in Exuma, led by a slave named Pompey. Now, I think the genesis of the revolt was the slaves were being forcibly removed from Exuma to a plantation on Cat Island, and the slaves did not agree. So they revolted, and Pompey led a group of slaves to Nassau to petition the governor to reverse the decision to remove them from the plantation in Exuma to Cat Island. Now, I repeat that story because Many people, at least when I was growing up as a student in the Bahamas, would always seek to portray slavery as a benign institution in the Bahamas. They tell you, well, it was bad in Jamaica, it may have been bad in Haiti, bad in Trinidad, but in the Bahamas it really wasn't that bad. And then we see the governor of the state of Florida next door changing the curriculum in the schools in Florida to teach the children that slavery was a benefit to the slaves because it taught them skills. This is just nonsense. It's a lie, it's disrespectful, and it's disgraceful that someone would push that kind of rhetoric. There are those who say that we should not celebrate Emancipation Day because it doesn't really reflect the negativity of slavery and gives too much credit to those who kept us in slavery. When I was speaking in Rome a couple of days ago, the man, when he was introducing us, all the speakers on the platform, was saying that he was having difficulty pronouncing some of the names of the people who were on the platform. But when he came to my name is Fred Mitchell, which of course is not really my name. I don't actually know what my family name is. And I said to him, as he was making light of the complications of names, I said, well, you know, if my ancestors had not been ripped from Africa and brought to the Caribbean, perhaps you would have had the same difficulty pronouncing my name as well. Why are we doing this? It's not to make ourselves a captive of history, but it is to have us understand where we came from and why we are the way we are and why things stand the way they stand, and to ensure that it never happens again. That when our children see it coming down the road, they will stop it and nip it in the bud, because they will say, you are not going to make me what you made my ancestors, slaves, unable to make decisions for themselves and treated like property. And remember, 1834 was only one part of the decision, because they claimed that for the next 4 years you had to work for the masters of the plantations for free while they taught you how to fend for yourself, called the period of apprenticeship. So it was only in 1838 that they finally said, you're free to go. And in 1838, they didn't even do what they do in the Fox Hill prison, give you £5 and say, fend for yourself. They just said, you're free to go. And you had to fend for yourself. And out of fending for yourself, we have now built this magnificent country and this community over almost 200 years, since we were told, you're free, go and fend for yourself. No money, no house, no nothing, just you're free, go. And take care of yourself. Didn't even return you back to where you came from. You're free. Make it the best way you can. And we have carved this wonderful Commonwealth of the Bahamas, warts and all. And Fox Hill is the last redoubt of celebrating that fact throughout this country. George Mackey, of blessed memory, said that when he went to the government high school, people used to say that Fox Hill was behind God's back. And he made it an axiom of his life that he would reverse that kind of talk. And anybody who succeeded him as a member of parliament in this area, their task was to be sure that the community was uplifted, its cultural input into this country recognized, and the support of Fox Hill and its culture was invested in by successive governments. And every government, since Fox Hill became a constituency in 1968 when Lionel Davis became its first representative, has seen that as its primary duty to make sure that the cultural heritage of this community is protected and uplifted. And so you, Warren Davis, and your committee, Eric Wilmot Jr., who's here, are the protectors of the legacy. We have with us Dr. Raming, who is the oldest of us here today, I'm fairly certain, who is able to speak to the history of the community. And later on you will hear from Dr. Jacinta Higgs, who is helping to educate the children of the community and will bring the message of the great, rich cultural heritage that this community lends to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I thank all of you for coming. I congratulate the committee. I look forward to coming to all of the events, and particularly since I believe we'll be honoring Ms. Miriam Roca during the course of the coming weeks. And I secured the purchase of a grand piano for the Fox Hill Community Center, which should be in the community center come Monday. So I look forward to that. And one by one, we're chipping away. The basketball tournament is going great. I love it when you come out and the whole community is out. And you see Neville over there. He's a great entertainer. The community just loves it, his commentary on the games. So this is a community event, but it's also a national event. And I commend it to you. So thank you. I think I've talked enough tonight. Congratulations to all the honorees. And let's pray that God continues to bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and in particular, the community and constituency of Fox Hill. Blessings to you all.